welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos that I've been posting. I've been getting some rude comments, but I'm not sure if that's just on Instagram, the people who haven't seen the full video, but I hope you guys are actually enjoying them. I'm gonna stop making videos about Stranger Things if you guys don't actually like them, because the only reason why I made them was because everyone was asking me to, and I'm not trying to brag at all. So yeah, I'm just gonna be explaining like how to get started as an actress and to get an agent. And a lot of people have been saying I'm not a real actress or whatever, but that's just because you probably just know me from being an extra on Stranger Things or going to the premiere. But I'm actually an actress. Millie Bobby Brown inspired me to start acting, and I'm currently starring on an Amazon Prime TV show, so I have been cast in stuff. I've been on several other things, so yeah, and I do have a talent agent, so I do know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm trying to be helpful. I'm not trying to brag in any of these videos. And yeah, and we hit 1,000 subscribers, which is so exciting to me because I never thought I would hit 1,000 subscribers, and I'm not making these videos to try to become famous or anything. I really honestly just want to be helpful. So, I mean, subscribers never really mattered to me, but it's exciting that that many people actually care about what I'm saying, and that you guys all probably want to be actresses or want to be on Stranger Things, and I can help you with that. That's exciting for me. So I wanted to do a giveaway, but I'm not really sure what you guys want, because I could give away like Catch 22 merch, which is the Amazon show I'm starring in, but I feel like most of you are Stranger Things fans, so comment what you would want. Like what sort of thing that you would want for a giveaway, and also comment questions, and also comment questions on my Instagram posts, because I'm going to be doing a Q&A video, because I feel like people have a lot of questions and I haven't been able to get to all of my DMs because there's like over 100, and I'm taking a break from Instagram for a little bit just to like clear my mind after everything that's happened. And also join my live streams when I start doing those, because that's a good way for me to be able to like actually answer it, especially face to face. Well, sort of face to face, you know, because it's kind of hard to get to everything. One thing I was considering about giving away for the giveaway was this book. I got this book for Christmas and I read it in like 3 days. It is the most amazing book you can get as an aspiring actress. The Actor's Survival Guide. It's by Jenna Fischer. If you don't know who Jenna Fischer is, she was in The Office. She's amazing and funny and great, and she just lets you know her whole journey, how long it took her and how not to get discouraged, and it's funny, and there's tons of information, like headshots to agents to jobs to moving to where you should go, and it's an amazing book. And I was thinking about maybe including that in the giveaway, and maybe doing like an actor's starter pack giveaway or something. I'm not sure. You guys should comment and let me know what you want. But this video has been so requested on how to get a talent agent and then how to become an actress. So yeah, let's get into the video. I hope you guys like it. I really do. I'm not really good at this sort of thing. I'm just trying to like help someone out, you know what I mean? So the first thing every actress needs, and pretty much anybody's gonna tell you this, is you need a really good headshot. So you need like a serious headshot, and then you need a smiling one. So one's a theatrical and then one's a commercial. I'll attach mine so you guys can see them, kind of get a feel of what a headshot should look like. It's probably one of the most important things. A lot of people think it's just about talent, but everyone that I've talked to is like, it's only about like 50% talent, and the rest is like having a good headshot, or you know what I mean, like knowing the right people, having a good personality. It shouldn't be that way, but it really is. I mean, you won't get asked to audition for stuff if you don't have a good headshot. So here's what happens. When your agent or you send in your headshot, the first thing is they say, okay, give me your height, your weight, and your headshot. So you send that in, and if your headshot's not good or you don't fit the role, you don't even get to audition. So that's for Stranger Things and everything. Not to be an extra, but to be like a lead role, you have to have like a really good headshot and be with an agent. But to be an extra, you don't have to have a headshot and you don't have to be an agent. You have to have a good picture that you can like see your face, but I've seen people who don't have professional headshots get in, you know what I mean? So it's not like a big thing. And the number one thing that I hear that is totally a lie and that you should not listen to is that you should pay an agent. An agent should never ask you for money unless you booked a job. They only make money when you make money. So they shouldn't ever tell you that you have to pay them like $328 to represent you. I've had that happen to me. I did it not knowing any better, and it did not turn out very well. So I'm telling you guys, do not do this. I don't care if you feel like you should or if everybody's telling you to. I have been to acting workshops, and every agent I've talked to has said, do not pay agents. You know what I mean? So literally, do not do it. People have fought me on this, but I can tell you right now, you are not supposed to pay an agent. Any real agent will tell you that. I'm just saying, I don't want you guys to lose your money or anything. They might have you pay for classes or pay for headshots or pay to be on their website, but it should be nothing over $100. Let's be real. I mean, come on. I mean, they want you because they think you're gonna make them money. You know what I mean? So they shouldn't be asking you for money. That's the number one thing that I hear that's not true. But yeah, I would say number one, get a good headshot. 2 good headshots. I mean, they have to be great. That is like your way into an agency. Get good headshots. So what I would do is, the first thing you guys are gonna have to do is figure out what your biggest market is. So if you live near LA, or you live near Dallas, or you live near Orlando, or Atlanta, or New York, or Chicago. So those are the biggest markets. Now, if you live near Charlotte, North Carolina, they have some film. So I think about where you live, what state you live in, and what state around you. And think about the biggest city, like 2 to 5 hours away from you, or closer. Think about where you have to go to a big mall or something. And that is where you're gonna find an agent most likely. Some LA agents will take you even if you don't live in LA. My friends have signed with LA agents even though they haven't flown there. So you can get agents outside of where you live, but usually you have to go in and like sign the papers and they can meet you, or you come in and audition. So think about that. So think about the place that is the big city that's near you, and that's where you're gonna be doing most things. So look up people who do headshots there. Or if you know someone who has a good camera, show them pictures of people's headshots on IMDb and ask them if they can try to help you replicate that. Another thing you can do is if you have the iPhone 7 Plus. I've done this before for one of my headshots. I'll show you which one I used the portrait for. You go to the portrait mode on your iPhone 7 Plus, wear a good outfit, go to like someplace outside, and when you take the picture, it'll blur the background like you got it taken by a professional photographer. And one thing that I would suggest doing that I didn't do in this picture that I took on my phone would be put one side of your hair back and then like turn your body like this, like sideways, and look at the camera. That's one thing that's good about having a good headshot person take your pictures. They know how to turn your body and, you know what I mean, like do your hair and stuff. That's really important. Like, you guys don't even know how important it is to have a good headshot. That's the first thing anyone asks you. What's your headshot? Where's your headshot? What does your headshot look like? And then the second thing that you guys need is a resume. Now, if you guys don't have any acting experience, I'm talking musical theater, that is something to add on your resume. Agents love that. They like seeing that you worked hard enough to be in a play, because plays, they're not the most rewarding thing in the world, but they show that you have hard work and commitment. So if you have any school plays, I would suggest putting them on there and start doing plays, because I've been doing plays since I was 5 years old. So I have a huge section on my resume for just plays, and it looks really good because you want your resume to look long. So make sure you put that on your resume. Do not put ensemble, like if you're a background person or an extra, unless you have like nothing else, or unless they ask you, because you mostly want to do lead roles. So then you need to, you know, start getting bigger roles in plays and stuff like that. So my main thing for you guys to do would be to start doing plays to add to your resume. And something else you can do is, if there's a college near you, like any kind of college, any size, that has a film department, ask them if they're going to be doing any like films and if they're going to need any actors or actresses. That I've gotten cast in a lot of films or short films through like colleges, and that's great. Like, that is so good. They won't pay you, but that's something that you're gonna have to make a commitment. Like, how much am I willing to pay or do to get this? I worked a job before I was even 14 to start saving money to be an actress, to pay for my own headshots, to pay for my own acting classes. It's hard, you guys, and I understand that it's hard to get your parents to like, they're like, oh, she just wants to be on TV, oh, she just wants to be famous, and they don't understand sometimes what a big deal it is for you and how much you love it. So you need to show them that you have commitment. You're like, this is what I'm doing, you know, I'm gonna work for it, and you start saving your money so you can pay for travel. And if you have supportive parents, that's great. But one of my favorite acting teachers, or someone that's helped me with my acting, George Lott, he says, someone was like, oh, my parents just don't support me. And he goes, great, that's great. Now you're gonna try 10 times harder than the people whose parents support them. So if you're one of those people and your parents don't support you, that's okay. You're gonna try really hard. You know, the people that are bullied, the people that are told that they can't do it, those people, I feel like, are the people that are going to rise above everybody else, because they're going to try 10 times harder to prove everybody wrong. And I think you guys can do it. You know, Millie Bobby Brown, she had a hard time rising to fame. Like, her family went almost bankrupt, you know what I mean? They had to fly back to the UK, and that's when she got her Stranger Things audition. So when things are looking their worst, that's when things can start to get really good. They were people just like us, you know? There's nothing different about a celebrity other than they're really good at what they do and more people know about them than you. You know what I mean? You could be a celebrity a day from now because you're like the Catch Me Outside girl. You know what I mean? They're people just like us. It's not this magical thing that happens. You guys can do it. You just need to work hard, follow the steps, and not give up, because you're going to be told no a lot. I mean, every day I'm told no. Like, no, you don't fit the role. No, you know what I'm told? Like, every single time, you look too old. There is nothing good about looking older than you are. The only good thing is when you look younger than you actually are, because I'm only 14, and even if I don't wear any makeup, I still look a lot older than 14, and they're not going to book me because I can't work as many hours as a 16 or 18-year-old. You know what I mean? So if you look younger than you actually are, that's a good thing. Embrace that. Embrace the things that make you different in acting. So if there's something different about you, you want to make sure to capture that in your headshot, because they're looking at hundreds of headshots, and you want yours to stand out to them. So if there's something different about you, that's good. You want them to notice that about you. You know what I mean? You shouldn't look like every other girl that's out there. You know, you need to embrace what's different about you, and that capitalize on that. That's what I've heard, and I think is very important for people to know, because I used to try to fit this mold like every other girl that I see on TV. But that's not what you should be doing. You should be embracing who you are, and that's going to speak more to people that are looking to cast you. So, enough on my rant. So resume, musical theater, ask colleges, because they're less picky, way less picky. You know, they're like, okay, yeah, sure, we'll do her, or whatever. So find colleges near you that have a film department and just talk to them. You know, like them on Facebook. A lot of castings come from Facebook. If you want to be an extra and stuff, that's a good thing to add. Go to, just search like extras casting in whatever big city that I was just talking about. You know, find one of those cities that are near you and look up extras casting in that area. And something else, if you're an aspiring actress or actor, something you should talk to your parents about is being homeschooled. Some agents, they will only take people that are homeschooled. I'm homeschooled, and it helps with my acting a lot. I know people that can't go to half as many auditions as I do because they're not homeschooled. And if you're homeschooled, you can put that on your resume, and agents are way more likely to be like, hey, yeah, she's homeschooled, she can go to auditions. So you should talk to your parents about that. Just say, hey, how do you feel about me being homeschooled? Because I know how hard it is when you're in school to be acting, and you can't go to as many things. But yeah, so definitely talk to your parents about that. And something else that you should talk to your parents about is getting you into acting classes. A lot of agents require that you're in acting classes because they put that on your resume. And if it's you against someone else, they're going to go with the person that has more acting experience than you, or that's taking classes, you know what I mean? And the beauty of taking classes is you can bring in your audition script and they'll work on it with you before you audition, you know what I mean? So that's a very important thing. Something I would invest in also is a self-tape setup. A lot of agents ask you if you have this. So buy a nice camera, find like a blank wall like this, either blue or gray. Don't do white. I was doing white, I made a mistake. You should be using a wall like this, or like a gray backdrop or shower curtain. Just find something with a blank background. Get a nice camera, maybe buy some cheap lights or open the windows and just film you doing your lines like that. That is going to set you above everybody else. Also, if you have a lot of money or you have extra money, you can also pay to have people professionally film the auditions. That's a great option. I don't usually do that because I do YouTube and stuff. I just film it with my YouTube camera and people like it. It looks good. You can do that, you guys. There's a way to be an actress on the budget, even though it seems technically impossible. I totally understand. So once you have your headshot and your resume and you filled up your resume a little bit, there's two ways you can get an agent. So you can either go to an acting showcase. I went to AMTC and that's where I got my agent. You go and you like memorize a monologue. You get to go to acting workshops, which you can add to your resume. It does cost a pretty good amount of money, but you can find people to share a hotel room with you. There's ways to get it cheaper. So you're gonna memorize a 30-second monologue. You can also go for modeling where you like just walk down the runway or whatever, and you get to perform in front of these huge agents that wouldn't even consider you if they haven't met you. So that's a great thing to do. You go on stage and you perform your monologue, and agents watch you, and if they're interested in you, they give you a call back. Now, if you go and you don't get a call back, don't feel bad. My sister didn't get a call back, and I only got like 1 or 2, and we were like, okay, great, now we're not gonna get an agent. But they also have this thing called flash interviews. Make sure you go to those. So flash interviews is where an agent just sits at a little table, and agents never do this, where they just let you talk to them. Like, they're busy people. So, you're sitting there, they sit at the table, and you walk up and you give them your headshot and resume. Again, I told you, these are the 2 most important things that you could possibly have. So you give them your headshot and resume, and they look over it, and you want to be very engaging and show them that you are a good person to work with. Tell them how available you are to travel, how badly you want it. And guys, I would suggest before you go, build up your resume, because most of those people there have nothing on their resume. Like me, I had a lot of stuff on my resume. So they were way more impressed with mine. Like the biggest agency there, they had a stack of people and then like a very small stack of people that actually were professionals. So they were putting everybody's in this pile. And when I went up, they put mine in the special pile because I actually had stuff on my resume and I had a good headshot. And the second good thing about going to AMTC is they have where you can get your headshots done. And these headshots are really good. So I would 100% suggest getting your headshots done. I would only pay for 1 look if you're going to be an actress, because it's very expensive, and I would pay for just 1 look, and it's a really good thing, especially if you don't have headshots. So yeah, I would suggest that, and they help just coach you through the industry. They just tell you like, here's some advice, and they just let you know stuff that you probably didn't know before. I learned stuff, and I had been acting for like 2 years. So I think it's a very good thing. And the good thing is it travels all around the world, so you don't have to travel very far. I'm pretty sure there'd be one near you. It goes to LA, Chicago, Dallas, New York, Orlando, and Atlanta. That's 6 places, and they're all over the world. So there's probably one near you. So I would 100% suggest looking into AMTC. I'll put a link in the description. And then another thing you can do is this is harder to get into an agency doing this, but it's possible. Go and Google talent agencies and then the biggest city that I was talking about, the biggest city near you. That's a very important thing. You need to find your market. So you need to look up biggest cities in Atlanta, or biggest cities in Chicago, or biggest cities in Charlotte, and you need to just mass submit. Get a good headshot, get a good resume, and do a little write-up. And if you have a good camera, film yourself doing a script and say, hey, here's my self-tape. Check it out. Look how good my setup is. Because a lot of stuff is turning self-submission, so that's very important for them. If you have a reel, make sure to include that. You want to stand out. Do everything you can to stand out and be like, look how good I am. You know what I mean? You want me. You have to sell yourself. It's very weird and it's awkward at first, but you need to be like, listen, I can do it. You know what I mean? You have to be that way with your parents and everything. You have to tell everyone, I can do it. Show them that you can do it. And you know what I mean? Just submit to every agency that takes kids or takes teens, and look at what sort of people that they do, and make sure that they have stuff on their roster. Don't just submit to ones that are huge, and don't submit to ones that are just super tiny. Just submit to all of them. And right now it's pilot season, so try to get into an agency now. But if you don't hear back from any of them, I wouldn't lose hope, because a lot of them don't take people during pilot season. Pilot season is where they cast everything for a pilot. So say when Riverdale first came out, they would have, that was called a pilot casting. So you auditioned, and if you got into a pilot, it's very exciting. So the Riverdale pilot came out, and then they renewed it for the rest of the season. So everybody wants to get into a pilot, because once you're cast in it, you get to come back for the rest of the season if it's picked up. So that's your way of kind of like making it into the industry. So if you don't get an agent right now, don't be heartbroken, because it's really hard during pilot season. Sometimes though, right after pilot season, they're like, okay, we need to add a few more girls or whatever. And they're not going to take you if there's someone there that looks like you. So it's not that you don't have a good headshot or you don't have a good resume. Just submit to a ton. You want to submit to every single one that you can possibly submit to, because it's hard. It's really hard to get an agent to respond to you, because most of them already have their own clients and they don't really need anyone else. But what you need to do is find agencies that are just now starting, or just now starting a teen division, and submit to them. So yeah, I would definitely, that's like your main way of getting an agent. And you should never pay an agent. They should respond to your emails right away. Well, not right away, but you know what I mean, not like go months without telling you about auditions or whatever. And you want to make sure that they're not like a fake agency or an agency that won't be booking you and stuff. Read through the contract very, very, very well. Another way you can get into an agency actually is through industry referral. So if one of your friends, if you meet a friend that's an actress who's with an agency, you can ask them to submit you on your behalf. So they will show their agent your headshot and resume. And that's a way a lot of people get agents. People don't look, the agents don't really like to cast people through the blind submission. Sometimes they do, but a really good way to get in is through industry referral. So if you have a friend that's an actress, or anyone you know that has an agency, just kind of ask them like, hey, you know, do you mind showing my headshot and resume to your agent? And a lot of times they'll be interested in you because they know you're more reputable. So yeah, I think there's several ways to get started. Everybody takes their own path. One thing you need to remember is, you know, it's hard. You're going to be told no a lot, and it feels bad, you know what I mean? And it gets really tiring, but acting is probably the hardest path or career to choose, because it's not a guaranteed thing. It's not like if I try hard enough, or I work hard enough, or I get enough good grades, then I'll succeed. That's how most things are in life, but with acting, it's not like that. You could be the most talented actress, but if that's not the path that you're supposed to follow, or you don't have your big break, there's nothing you can do about it. You know, you just have to work hard and believe that that's what you're supposed to do. And it's going to be hard, but you can do it. I mean, the people that you see up there winning Oscars, they were right where you are. Everybody has their own hard path to stardom. I mean, read Jenna Fischer's book. It took her 8 years to make it in the industry. You know what I mean? It's going to be hard. You know, you're probably going to be poor for a long time by the time you're out of the house, and people are going to be asking you, when do I get to see you on TV, you know? And you have to be like, I'm still trying. But the cool thing is, once you make it, everybody forgets about all of your struggles and that you weren't on TV for 8 years, you know? But I think one thing that's very important is, when you do hit stardom, not to forget about your past, and to let other actresses that are aspiring actresses and actors know that you were right there with them. Not trying. I think a lot of actors and actresses, they kind of brush it behind them, and they're like, I just, you know, all of a sudden I was famous and it was so easy, you know. But a lot of times, I mean, all of the times, they had a hard time getting to where they are. So I think it's important, if you guys do, and if you keep trying, you will reach, you know, your goals, to make sure you know, inspire other people, and not just act like it just, something amazing happened and boom, I was an actress, all of a sudden I just woke up like this, you know what I mean? So you want to make sure to inspire other people as you're working your way through the career. But if you guys have any more questions, make sure to comment them. And also for the giveaway, comment ideas for that. I'm not really sure what you guys are wanting. And comment what kind of videos you want to see. Do you want to see makeup routines? If you don't want to see any more Stranger Things videos, I'd be just fine with that. Just comment what kind of stuff you want to see. I really hope this helped. It's a lot to get started. I'll make individual videos hopefully on like how to build a resume and how to write your resume, but this was a very long video and I just wanted to get it all out there because I understand when you guys are at the very beginning and you're confused and you don't even know the difference between like a talent agent and a manager. I was there with you. So a talent agent, they find you jobs, and like a manager, they like schedule your time and everything, and they sometimes if you get a manager first, they help you like find an agent and they help you figure out your strategy and your branding and all of that. But I hope this video helped you guys, and if you have any more questions, you know, just leave them below and I'll try to get to them. But thank you guys for watching and supporting me. It really means a lot, and I hope I was able to help you guys.